Alright, what's up people of the world? It's me again, Oxwormer, aka AP3 Jumped, putting a prop back up from my last video. And welcome to the very last episode in the Casagrandes story arc that I'm reviewing, entitled Lucha Fever with the Casagrandes. And yeah, this episode's interesting. The plot is about Ranyan pretending to be sick because, well, why is she pretending to be sick exactly? I remember now. It's because she wants to watch a Lucha Libre match, which proves to be more difficult than anticipated when it comes to the pretending to be sick part. And Sid helps her out with this too, because Sid's always helping Ronnie Yen out in whatever situation that she's in. And turns out the whole family is going to see Carl's is acceptance at an award ceremony, where he's been getting awards from this place, I think from his university that he teaches or whatever, and for many years. And his mother, Rosa, has got pronounced it the Spanish way. I have Spanish heritage, so I should know better. But yeah, she's been going to every single award ceremony, and that plays into a key part later in the episode. I might have spoiled a major plot point already, but oh well, you should have seen these episodes before watching these videos anyway. I'm just saying. So yeah, and this match is huge for Rania, and she's that's why she desperately wants to watch it. Been there, done that. There's times where I've wanted to watch episodes of my back before DVR existed, and where that's related. That aspect in of itself is relatable in that I remember specifically when I was young, and even up until like freaking college or in high school, where I would have to miss a brand new episode of my favorite show because of a particular circumstance. If I was going somewhere doing something else or doing another activity, or if I was working, for that matter. And so yeah, I could totally relate to that. I never tried to like play hooky in that sort of sense to watch my favorite show, or try to I there were times where I begged my family members when I was in those circumstances where they took me to an activity and I was missing my show because of that. There were times where I begged them to take me back home, or the fact that I was, or either that or I would complain like so badly because I was missing my favorite show. I only did that a couple times, but my parents set me in my place whenever I did that shit, so I stopped that really quickly. So yeah, I'm sure all of us can relate to that. And now that I'm mentioning all of this, I'm guessing the Casagrandes don't have a DVR of any kind. But anyway, so there's Runyan's trying to pretend being sick, but someone else, like multiple different people keep checking up on her, like all kinds of people, from like I forget what is it, the mailman and even some of Runyan's cousins are checking up on her, and she keeps having to pretend to be sick, and back and forth. Just when she's about to try to watch a match, and something keeps interrupting her, and then she has to go back and pretend to be ill again. Through very interesting and creative ways, like the way she makes her face red. I think she puts like paprika or something on her face. I don't know exactly, but I think Sergio has. I think Sergio puts something like red and peppery on her face. I don't know if it was paprika or whatnot. And that's how she was able to look sick. And there was also this instance where this is a very classic thermometer trick where the character sticks a thermometer in something hot like a lamp or whatnot, or a boiling pot of water, and then they stick it back in the character's mouth who's pretending to be sick. And yeah, we've all seen that before. Not that I don't enjoy that. That's always funny whenever I do see that. So yeah, that's what happens. My camera keeps dying on me. Oh well. Tyler, please bring that camera. Anyway, so Hirosa finds out that Ranian is sick, quote unquote, and she wants to take care of Ranian because she's a nurse, and Ranian is objecting, and Hirosa insists. It's hard to say that. It's hard to say that naturally sometimes, but also my throat's so damn dry. So Hirosa stays to take care of Ranian, but it turns out that, remember what I said about Hirosa attending her son's award ceremonies every single year? Well, apparently now she has to miss that to take care of Ranian, and that's when Ranian decides to admit to the whole hoax that she was playing off, and Hirosa gets upset, and so Hirosa's worried that they're not going to be able to make it back in time. Well, Ranian decides to take her with her on her skateboard while she's riding on her, while Hirosa's riding on Ranian's back, which is physically impossible. But for a child to be piggybacking a full-grown adult, I mean, yeah, cartoon logic for you. Yeah, the show has a lot of that, but so they make it in time, and Ranian gets to see this award ceremony as well for the first time, and it's after that point that Ranian brings up the fact that she brings up the La Tormenta, which is the actual name of that the Lucha Libre thing that she was trying to watch, and it turns out the whole family is a fan of that too. They're all trying to watch it on their phone, and one of them pulls it up on her phone, and then they all watch it all at the same time, and at the internet goes out, and then they can't finish the match, and everyone's like, oh. And that's honestly really funny. That was a really funny little conclusion, and then that is the end of the Casagrandes story arc, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, before I get on to what I think of the Casagrandes story arc as a whole, let me finish talking about the episode itself. And there are a lot of El Tigre Easter eggs in here. Yeah, one of my favorite shows back in the day from what, like, George Gutierrez. So yeah, he's a very prolific in the animation industry. He created shows for all three of the big three kids networks, Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, and Cartoon Network. And all those shows he worked on all happened to be the very first Flash animated series for all of those channels. And yeah, so he even makes a guest appearance in this episode as the commentator for the La Tormenta. Yeah, and you even get to hear the El Tigre theme song. I hear that, like, wait, what? What's this doing in here? But either way, I was like, I don't give a shit. This is awesome. And there's even a direct reference to one of the main characters from that show, Frida, actually. Now, it's been so long since I've seen the show, I forgot this even happened, but she had an superhero alter ego too, just like her friend Manny Rivera, whom was El Tigre, of course. And her alter ego in the show was La Tigresa, and that same exact title is used for one of the champions in the Lucha Libre, La Tormenta, in this episode. So yeah. That's really freaking awesome. And yeah, I think there might be references to La Mucha Lucha Mucha Lucha or whatever that show was called on Cartoon Network. Yeah, so I love George Arquitectes. He also developed the Book of Life too. It took him a long time to make that, but yeah, those were all awesome to see. So that's the episode. I thought the episode itself was fine. The El Diego references were awesome, like I said. So yeah, not yeah, even with that being said, though, it's still not my favorite episode, even with the awesome references. Um, but not that I hate it, I still like it. So what the big question on everyone's mind is this: how does this Casagrandes story lead up to? How does this live up to the actual Loud House series? And people have had very diverse opinions on all of this. Now, I'll talk about mine first, I guess. I personally have waited to see this story arc for a long time. I warmed up to the Casagrandes very quickly upon their first introduction 2 years ago, honestly. And once I found out that they were getting their own TV series, I was like, oh, cool. And from that point on, I was waiting and I was anxiously waiting to see character development for these characters, and I finally got them. Patience is a virtue, and yeah, I personally really love these characters too, and just as much as the Loud family. And there are things that the actual family itself does that I feel like the Loud family can learn from, like I've said in a couple of videos for this story arc. And it's that the Casagrandes don't get into any arguments, like really no arguments at all, and they don't fight like the Loud family does, and no cloud fights whatsoever either, and they still get in hectic situations like the Louds. But the hectic situations they get into don't involve arguments. They involve just rather the situation that they're in, and so it's the same type of chaos that the Loud House is known for, but for a totally different reason. And yeah, and I truly did feel like I was watching the spin-off series already, watching these episodes, and I'm along with the Casagrandes, I'm loving all of these new characters that we're seeing as well, like Sid Chang specifically. I absolutely adore her. She's like my favorite new character of the series, like the entire Loud House universe, and also my new favorite character for season 4. If you really want to narrow it down like that. So yeah, I absolutely love these new characters, and I've really welcomed the Casagrandes into the show, and now they're having their own show. I think later this fall. So yeah, I'm honestly really looking forward to that. And people agree. People agree with me, and people like these, and other people, on the other hand, don't agree. And they're on the opposite side of the spectrum, where they only watch the Loud House for the Loud family, and they don't really want to have anything to do with the Casagrandes, so they're just choosing not to watch them. And they've had to wait even longer for the Loud family to come back, because it's been a long time since they've had brand new episodes. So I mean, I can understand where they're coming from. If I mean that's their opinion. I mean whatever. I respect it. So yeah. People have their own opinions about the Casagrandes and just overall, be it good or be it bad, or I mean, no one's really fighting about it all that much. But whatever. I guess I'm done. I'm finally done talking about the entire first chunk of season 4, which was made up of the Casagrandes story arc. Now I want you to let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments below, if you liked it or not. And if you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of future videos I make, and click the like button if you liked it. And let me know what you thought of the entire Casagrandes story. And let me know what you thought of the entire Casagrandes story arc overall, whether you liked it or not. Anyways, I I think new episodes are coming out in July this month by the time this video has been uploaded. And also check me out on the Loud TV YouTube channel where Loud reviews are back for Loud House Season 3 all in its entirety. So yeah, check me out on that. I'm doing 4 reviews for that. Anyways, I'm Alex Swimmer, aka AP3John. Thank you so much for watching until the end. That is it for me. See you soon. Goodbye.